Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Midnight Kennel Podcast. Welcome.
Welcome. Gina, do you like my vest?
I love your vest.
All right. Well, I
Wow.
want to talk about it. This is a Midnight Kennel vest. It is reversible. I have the blaze orange on, and then obviously it has our signature black.
Wow.
And what I love about it is
Logo on both sides.
Yep, it's kind of waterproof, which is great. It's got a little bit of heft to it, you know, if it's a little chilly. And I love the pockets. You got two upper pockets here. You got two side pockets here that go all the way around the back. I mean, you could even kind of use them as a...
Oh, and they're zippy pockets.
Yep, there's zippy pockets. Like, you know, you get a woodcock or something, you can put it in here while you're hunting.
Or your iPhone.
That's great. Pockets inside for your iPhone or whatever. They're really nice. They're made by our friend Jennifer Hollister, Bacchus Creek Productions. So if anybody's interested in a Midnight Kennel vest, you know, they could reach out to me. And we could get one ordered for you. We're probably going to be doing a contest here this summer, giving away a vest, so stay tuned for that. So that's part of our gear box.
I think Marissa had one.
Marissa has one. We've sold several of them, so they're a great item. The next thing is check out my shirt.
Wonderful.
This is a Brevale.
Is this reversible too? Or that's just an accent?
That's an accent. It's Brevale wool shirt. I forget how to pronounce it. It's a special wool.
Merino?
Merino.
Merino wool.
Merino. That's why I have you around.
I'm a great assistant.
Know things. Great shirt. It's really soft. Feel that.
It's nice.
And you're supposed to wear it
Warm?
right against your skin. It's warm and yet cool. You know, has that wicking effect, similar to the vest. So, we're trying this shirt out this summer. We're going to have the owner of Brevale on one of our upcoming podcasts, a good friend of mine, Gregor McCluskey, and he's going to talk about all his products. They have all different types of shirts and socks and different items.
Does he have ladies' shirts?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll put a link on our page to his clothing company, Brevale. They have a wide variety of items, so check them out. Brevale, excellent. So before we get started, time for a cocktail.
And a Coke Zero?
You're having a Coke Zero Orange, and I'm having a rum and Coke Zero Orange. How about that?
This would be so good as an ice cream float.
Oh, this tastes like one of those creamsicles.
Yes.
An orange creamsicle with rum in, so you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting a good ice cream flavor, and you're getting a nice little buzz. So, cheers.
Over the summer, we'll have to add real ice cream.
Okay. And I'm going to light up a cigar, and we're going to get to work on all of our many questions. Yeah.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Well, our first one's a video one, which, I will insert here.
Okay, this is another video question in our podcast series. This is Jonathan Ferdinand. We're here in Pennsylvania at Midnight Kennel working some dogs, and John had a question. Go ahead, John.
All right, so today you said that the dog's done, my puppy's done chasing birds, and we're going to get ready to start steadying them up. My question is when I take him to run in the field and he sees songbirds and robins and that running, what correction should I do, if any, to distract him or to discourage him from chasing a bird in flight?
So that was an excellent question. My good friend John Ferdinand. So he's got a young dog, Cole. We're getting ready to steady him up, break him for his upcoming derby season. And we don't want him chasing birds anymore. And John's question or issue is, you know, what about, you know, the dog likes to chase songbirds and that.
Robins.
And how are we going to get the dog to distinguish, you know, what's going on? And first is, let's try, now that he's getting older, let's try to avoid, running him where there's a bunch of songbirds. John has some acreage behind his house where he could run the dog in the woods. There aren't going to be a lot of songbirds jumping around. So that's your best bet, is just try to avoid it. The next one is to just basically try to ignore it and discourage the dog by just showing him that they're not what we're looking for. So you're taking him for a run and he's chasing a songbird, just call to him. If you have to use the collar to get him back, that's fine too. Basically we want him to grow out of the songbirds, and he will. If he did nothing, as we start working him on birds and that, he's not going to be interested in songbirds anymore. It's very rare that you have an older dog, a mature dog, that's going to play with songbirds. So it's kind of a concern for John, but I think it's not going to be an issue as we go forward.
Is that just a maturity thing, or I'm not getting positively reinforced for finding the right bird?
Maturity thing. He's just going to grow out of it. Like, what fun is that as the dog gets older? He wants to find game birds, wild birds, whatever. So great question. I wouldn't worry about it, John. Everything will be fine.
Great.
Have a drink.
All right, we have one more video question.
Another video.
Another one.
I love these video questions.
Me too. They break it up a little.
Okay.
I'm going to insert it here.
Field trial etiquette. When you're handling the backing dog, how long should you wait before you move your dog on? Should you ask the judge? That's just my question. Thank you, Robert. Love your podcast.
Excellent question. Thank you. Great question. Mike Rosario has a really nice dog, Superstorm Cliff. He runs it himself, and also our good friend and professional trainer Adam Dobrisky also runs him. I believe the dog's a champion. Superstorm Cliff is the dog's name. Anyway, I was at a field trial driving around with Mike, and the situation he described came up at the trial, and he asked my opinion on it. It's basically up to the judge. You can certainly ask the judge, hey, can I take my dog on? I like to, I hope when I train my dogs that they back and look good doing it, so I kind of like to show them off there. But there are times where it's detracting from the backing dog's performance if the other dog is maybe letting down, not so intense, if the handler's taking an exorbitant amount of time trying to find the bird. In those situations, you can ask the judge. A lot of judges, if they see this, will, tell you to take the dog on. So it's kind of a judgment call. Let your dog back if he's looking good, and kind of showcase him, and then eventually if it gets to the point where you think it's hurting your dog, then you're the handler, you can certainly ask the judge. I wouldn't just take the dog on without asking the judge though. So great question. I enjoyed that one, and
thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
This next one is from Donald Henderson.
Donald Henderson. Okay.
I think this is a great question.
Oh, okay.
He says, how many unproductives is too much if you were judging? Are there times you would be more forgiving to them than others? And thanks for your time and great content.
Thank you, Donald Henderson. That's a really great question.
Yes.
That 2 thumbs up to that question. That's the question of the day. So, non-productive points. You're judging. There's so much to talk about it. So many factors. What type of bird you're dealing with. What the conditions are. What the other dogs in the stake are doing. So there's no cut and dry. Now, the general consensus is, your second non-productive is, a deal breaker. I've had judges, you have your second non-productive, They order the dog up.
You're done.
You cannot win. You're out. I've had other judges that, let you down, but they're not going to use your dog. So 2 is kind of the starting point for trouble. I've had some judges knock a dog for 1 non-productive, and by the same token, I've won big trials with dogs that have had 3 non-productives. So there's no set standard. There's just kind of a guideline where 2 is the level
Point
where
of concern.
Point of concern. Thank you. That being said, if I'm judging, and let's say we're doing wild birds, and it's a day where birds are running, and the dogs are having trouble getting them pinned to that, you might not want to order a dog up for its second non-productive. It might have a great race. It might have a beautiful grouse find where it pinned a grouse, and it comes up with 2 non-productives. You gotta take all that into consideration. Another thing is, like, sometimes with liberated bird trials, let's say there's a spot on the course where everybody's pointing a bird, okay, and it's like a brush pile or whatever, and that there's a bird in there, but the handler just can't find it. Yes, it's a non-productive, but
it's there.
It's right. It's not at the same level as a non-productive in a different area, because there's a bird there. And there's what I call soft non-productives. Let's say it's a woodcock trial,
okay,
and the dog points, and you go in, and there's fresh splash everywhere. There's been a woodcock there, but it just left, or it's whatever. You're not gonna, count that against a dog in the same light as a situation where the dog points and it really doesn't even look like a good area for a woodcock, and you're thinking to yourself, why is this dog pointing here? Is he pointing off game or whatever? Another time the dog might point and the handler can't flush a bird, and a rabbit comes running out of the brush pile. Well, you got to think to yourself, well, there's a lot of scent there. So it's just like saying a dog had a find. What's the quality of the find? So what's the quality or lack thereof of the non-productive? That's a really great question, and it takes a lot of experience when you're judging to kind of discern how, is this second non-productive, or even first non-productive, or even third non-productive really detracting from the dog's overall performance. So great question, Donald. You just kind of have to roll with it and see what's going on. I really like that question. Makes you really think. I would like anyone listening to the podcast on YouTube, or link to our Facebook page, whatever, if they have thoughts on this, if they wanted to comment and kind of get the thoughts rolling and get people talking about it, this could really help with people judging trials. Great question.
I have a thought and a question.
What is your thought or question?
Well, my first thought is, this is such a hard sport because there's no rule book. So subjective. That's my first thought.
Yeah. Yep. And that's not a thought. That's a fact.
And then my question regarding this is, what if a dog finds a dead bird? Is that an unproductive or a find? What do you think?
What do I think?
As a judge?
As a judge?
Yeah.
Personally, I think...
It is a bird.
Right. Most judges would answer you, it's neither.
Okay.
They're not going to give you non-productive because there's a dead bird there, and they're also not going to give you, well, I shouldn't say most, but some judges aren't going to give you credit for a find either because it's a dead bird. Personally, I lean towards the fact that it's a find.
It's a bird.
It's a bird, and, I've been at liberated bird trials where, maybe it's rainy or they got bad birds young birds or whatever.
Right.
And the bird's half dead. It can't even move, let alone fly. And yet, it is alive. You get the bird to move, you shoot the gun, you get a fine, and now maybe 2 braces later, a dog points and the bird's dead by then, and oh well, it's a nothing. So I lean towards calling a dead bird a fine, and go on from there. Even if I have to pick the bird up, toss it in the air, and shoot the gun. I'll do that. But again, like you said, it's completely subjective and up to the judge. Again, you brought in a great question, and if anyone listening to this wants to comment their thoughts on this situation, I'd love to hear them, and I'm sure all of our listeners would love to hear that. Great question, Gina.
Thank you.
You don't get the best question of the day, though.
Yeah, that one wouldn't be fair.
We already did that.
And I was
already.
piggybacking off
Right.
Donald's question
Right.
anyway. All right, this one was a comment on a video you posted from Neil Campbell.
Neil Campbell.
He says
Neil, not Neal.
That's right. I've never seen it Neal.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I don't know a lot
I don't know
of
if I have
Neils to
either.
begin
I
with,
just
actually. Neil says, I have seen your trained dogs holding a point even after the flush and shooting. This dog in training chased after a flush, which is the problem my setter had.
Gina,
What's up?
the rum's hit me. I love rum.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to make sure you get the question. How did you break the chase and develop the hold?
Wow. Neil, that's the whole...
That's some deep...
Yeah, that's deep thoughts. That's the whole gist of a field trial dog being steady to wing and shot. And if I could answer that question in a minute or two, this would be a very easy sport. And I can't, and no one can. It's an ongoing process and development and training of an individual dog to encourage him to be intense and point, which we bred them to do, and yet take away their natural instinct to get the bird, because that's what this is all about. So I can't answer that other than, keep watching our videos. It's a process. You're restraining the dog, showing them birds fly away, that sort of thing. They're learning from other dogs, watching them. An older dog that already does it, learning or watching them be steady to wing and shot. We use the collar. Some people use different methods. So it's not do this and your dog's steady to wing and shot. It's a development from the time they're a puppy all the way up until they are a reliable broke dog. So that's an excellent question, and a lot of people that are just getting into it would have that question, but they have to they have to watch and learn and build a process that works for you with your dog, taking them from point A of pointing the bird to point B, watching the bird fly away.
Or you could send your dog to Midnight Kennel for summer camp.
Yeah, summertime is a great time to do that.
Right?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Thank you. Who was that? Neil.
That was Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
Neil.
Yes. Another Facebook comment question from Tyler Bowman.
Tyler Bowman.
He said, what kinds of specific development do you place emphasis on with your derbies?
What do
That
you,
was hard to read.
Yeah, but you kind of, I don't know how you do this, but
Me.
that question ties into the last question.
It's the people.
You're unbelievable.
Thanks, but it's the people.
So, and we don't go over this and say, ask this question next.
No.
It just happened that way. So Neil was asking, how do you get the dog? This ties into Tyler. What am I looking for in the derbies? In the derbies, in the summer, we're working towards that goal of being steady to wing and shot. So we're going to do a lot of letting them watch other dogs.
See what's happening.
Restraining them, whether it's on the roding harness on the side-by-side where they're watching birds fly away and they can't chase them because they're connected to the side-by-side, those sorts of things. And as we see them, watching birds fly away, more than wanting to chase them, then we could start letting them point, restraining them with the check rope, using the e-collar once they know what whoa is, and developing them that way. So we're looking for our dogs or our derbies in the summer to show us signs that they are getting more and more comfortable with watching birds fly away and not chasing birds. Great question, and I loved how those two just kind of tied in. They meshed together. Yeah.
Oh, I like this one. This is from our friend Rob Warner.
Rob Warner.
Frequents the
We
podcast.
usually, if we're drinking beer, we're usually drinking it out of a Sam Adams glass that Rob Warner gave us. But today we're drinking this delicious rum and orange cream Coke, and it's a pheasant glass. Can you see my nice pheasant on there? I love pheasants.
I can. I don't know if the people can.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
nice.
pheasant right there. The summertime, we use a lot of pheasants. We haven't started yet because they're still too young, but we have our pheasant recall pen. We have our field set up with mowed strips and everything for pheasants. Love pheasants. Why am I talking about pheasants?
I don't know. Because we love them.
Maybe the rum is talking about pheasants. Rum and pheasants. Go ahead. What does Rob have to say?
Well, if you want to pause it here, let me know, because you might have to think about this. But he said, hey, I know you ran a lot of great ones, but what's the best memory you have of running a setter at a trial, and which dog was it? Tell us a story. Do you need a minute?
Wow. A setter.
He says a setter.
Damn.
Also, I wore my setter shirt, just so you can all see.
What does it say? Trendsetter.
Trendsetter.
I like that.
This is from Trendy Beasts, if anyone wants to purchase.
Boy, oh boy, Rob.
It's a big one.
That is a big one. Well, I just, we had a lot of old videos on, DVD and VHS tapes and all of this other different old media. And we sent them to Legacy Box. Shout out to them. They did a great job. And we digitalized all of our old videos. Digitized. And we're starting to post some of those on our YouTube channel. And one neat video that came up was years ago, probably 20 years ago or so. We videoed a field trial at the Freeland Kennel Club. One of our good friends and clients, Mike Caparel, ran his great dog, Nicky's Jesse James. It was an amateur shooting dog. He won the trial. And that, since it's fresh in my mind just watching that video, Nicky's Jesse James, one of my all-time favorite dogs. And I remember running him in Michigan at the Lake States Grouse Championship. And my friend at the time, well, he's still friends, but I haven't seen him in a while. Anyway, Mike Traxler was the trial chairman or whatever. Anyway, long story short, I ran Jesse in the championship, and he ran beautiful. And he had a grouse fine, and I just thought I won. I was so excited. I thought he did great. Long story short, the trial ended, and Mike came up to me and said, calm down, because he knew I was going to be a little upset. I said, what's the matter? He said, the judges want to have a callback.
Why?
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I didn't really understand at the time why. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was really, he said, calm down. He said they want to see your dog. They want you to flush a bird while they see the dog on point. What happened in the first series when I first ran him was his bell stopped, thick cover. We looked, couldn't find him right away. We did flush a grouse, still didn't see the dog. We finally looked around and there was the dog, and they right in the same area. A lot of judges, okay, that's fine. These particular judges wanted to see the dog on point, have the handler walk in front, flush the bird first. Again, I was upset. But I was like, what are you going to do? This is what the judges say, and what the judges say goes. Once a trial starts, the judges are the be-all, end-all, and they make all the decisions. You could maybe, in the gallery, maybe you see a dog chase a bird, and you're thinking, well, how did the judges still use that dog? It doesn't matter. Maybe they didn't see it. Whatever. The timing, you could say, well, I think the dog still has 10 minutes to run, but the judges called time. It doesn't matter. The judge is the judge, and what he says goes. So anyway, now they say we're going to have this call back, and they take me to an area where they know there's grouse. I let Jesse go. He runs out there. Boom, he goes on point. Beautiful. I go out. I flush. I can't find the bird. Now I'm really annoyed. I already pointed a bird. Now I'm getting a non-productive here. I can't find a bird. And Gene, at that point right there, I said, the hell with it. I love this dog. He's a great dog. I tapped him on the head, and he went like a beeline about 20 yards and just slammed on the most beautiful, intense point, pointing into it was like a little scrub oak bush. And I walked up there, and the biggest grouse I ever saw in my life, it was like a turkey, just came out of that bush right in front of the dog. Super tempting for him to move, and flew out, and he stood there, and I shot the gun, and I knew right then and there that I won the championship. And it's the only time I won the Lake States Grouse Championship, which is, no, I'm lying.
Oh.
No, I'm lying. I won it with Sterling Work Jack a couple years later, but at the time, it was the first time I won it, and it was very exciting. So that performance by Nikki's Jesse James right now, today, sticks out of my head as one of the most thrilling performances or memorable performances of a setter. I'm sure if we do this podcast tomorrow, I might think of something else, but I'm going to go with Nikki's Jesse James because I love that dog. So thank you, Rob. I enjoyed that.
I have one more question here before we wrap it up.
Okay.
It's from another Facebook video, and the question is from Scott Anderson. Looks like you're training here. It says, where do you set the second bird from the first one? Do you remember this training video?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
We were working a young, again, what we call a coming derby. They're just off their puppy season, heading into their derby season, and we're trying to steady them up. And getting back to some of the other questions about how do you do that, I like to use multiple birds. Okay, and what happens is you put your two birds out, and you flush the one, and that young dog, he wants to chase, and he's looking at everything, but now all of a sudden you just very calmly, you stay there, and now he's like, wait a minute, I smell another bird, and he goes back on point. So if you do this like all summer long, what's happening is the dog is expecting the first bird to flush, but he's not going to chase that because he's like, there's a second bird here, or maybe even a third bird. So that's a little tool we use. Now, where do I put it? Pretty much in the exact same area as the first bird, so that, like I said, once he sees the bird flush, he's refocused his attention back on the scent where that bird is. So basically, to answer his question, generally in the same area. Same area, yeah.
Very good. Well, that's,
Gina, don't you love my Prevail shirt?
I really do.
I do.
Who would love
matches
that?
my Purina hat.
My mom would love that.
Your mom would love that.
Because it's
Well,
blue.
maybe for Christmas you could get her a Prevail ladies shirt. Go online, check them out. Prevail.
Her birthday's coming up too.
Yeah.
June 9th. Oh, were you gonna guess?
Yeah, I was gonna guess, and I was gonna say the 9th.
Yes, he was.
Happy birthday to my beautiful sister Anella Yoakum.
That's right.
Yeah.
My mommy.
Yeah.
I think that's it, because the only other thing we wanted to mention was those old videos that you found, and
we already
touched on
that. Yeah. We're going to be adding more and more. Our YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. We're getting close to our goal. We need 3,000 watch hours in a year. We're right about at the halfway point. We're also at the halfway point in the year.
We're right on track.
Yeah, we're on track. Keep following us there. Like and subscribe, and watch our videos. What I'm doing now is more of the longer content, training videos, hunting videos that'll be coming out this fall will be on our YouTube channel. So you're gonna miss out if you're
it's
only
where they belong.
Right, you're gonna miss out if you're only following us on Facebook. So, and our podcasts like this one are on YouTube. They're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, but check us out on YouTube. Gina,
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's time to go eat.
Let's go get
Cheers.
some hot dogs.